What's going on, you guys? What's going on? Thank you for tuning in. This is Talkyourishpodcast, and this is with the guys from the core. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate it. We're just here giving you the real. We love sports. We all came together and we're like, let's just do this. So, got my boys here with me. Over to my left here, I got HK Skins. What's going on, man?
What's going on?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. And then right next to him, I got Khalil with. Let me see your jersey, man. Who you rocking?
Hey man, I got my AD on. He's not playing today, but
All right,
I'm still
forget about that. Next up,
You know what? No. I can respect AD since he carried the Lakers, but carry on.
Hey, that's the backbone right there, man.
And last,
Clearly,
Shit, we didn't give up all them picks for them to not carry us.
and last but not least, we have DJ representing the Warriors as always.
it's good.
Look at this nigga still living in the past.
You are living in the past.
Look at the has-been. Say hello.
Living in the past.
Yeah. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. So obviously, biggest news that came out today, y'all. Embiid and Simmons ruled out of the All-Star game. Why? Went to the same barber who got coronavirus. So,
Fresh cut.
why do you need a fresh cut? We don't.
That's what they calling them now. They calling them barbers.
Oh, that's what they call them, barbers. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, they went to the same barber.
Oh man, is it a deeper, darker?
I see what you're doing.
Is it a
all I'm
deeper,
saying is,
darker?
you seen Joel Embiid? You seen his cut? You think him and Ben Simmons going to the same barber?
conspiracy.
Hey, Joel,
I think
you gotta
we-
get that taper, man. You gotta get that fresh taper.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got a deeper, darker here.
He's
Deeper,
trying to get some taper right.
But with this new,
Hey, they in Atlanta. I expected something like this to happen, so I can't tell you I'm surprised.
so what do you guys?
I would have been Embiid too. Look, I think I got it. I think I can't play. I'm gonna be in the hotel room.
Hey, Doc Rivers didn't want to run up his players' minutes. That's all it is.
Yeah, all right.
I seen some shit. This nigga Doc Rivers was talking about. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna play Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons 5 seconds, but Giannis gonna play the whole game or some shit. Like he was joking around saying stupid shit like that. He's like,
Next thing you know, right before the game, Giannis like,
Mm-hmm.
I think I feel it in my chest, Doc.
Yeah. So with these guys not being able to play, let me ask you guys: does that make a difference for tonight's All-Star game?
No, LeBron still takes it.
yeah, those two players aren't like gonna be the deciding factor of the game. I don't think.
If I'm not mistaken, there's one like Embiid is on Team LeBron, and Embiid is on Team KD, and Simmons is on Team LeBron. So it kind of, in a weird way, it washes itself out. You know what I'm saying? I think Team LeBron is still going to win. Personally, I think Curry and LeBron together is the formula to never lose. So it really doesn't matter.
I guess it's
go with the Curry bias.
Because Embiid was
Go with the Curry bias.
But I got
Curry on everything.
They said Zion is going to start over and is going to take Embiid's starting position now.
Okay, I can
Okay.
see that. I can see that. Yeah, I mean, I think it's unfortunate for the fans. I think that's really irresponsible by both players. They should have took this as a more important responsibility, and whether it was barbers or quote unquote barbers, I think they didn't take it serious enough. And I think the NBA should take away that the players get an extra pay for making an All-Star game.
They get like a little bonus,
just because they were right. I think they should take that from them just for them being irresponsible. So, but as far as it affecting the game, I think we still gonna get the game we want to get regardless.
Yeah, I think it's still gonna be a fun game and all that. Like it ain't like you know what I mean. It's not like one of the main stars are gonna be out. So
right.
I think, and then
But it kind of alludes to the whole like the energy, I guess, of this All-Star game. Like everybody not really there, like physically and mentally. Like so, I guess people are taking themselves out of that whole situation before the game starts. That's how I felt.
it kind of goes back to what the players are saying, like how they're all like, "Yo, like why are we even doing this? Why is there an All-Star game?"
Right.
And then now
Right.
it happens, and it's like, all right, Adam Silver, like we brought this to your attention that some shit like this is gonna happen. Like, why are we still having?
Yeah.
I mean, it's one night. It's one night they can go put a show on, and they get a little break. They get a little break also after this. So
Yeah, I mean it's whatever. Those two guys ain't changed, ain't making.
I think it just sucks if you're a Philly fan because that's like a reward, and they're having a great season. So of course, if you're a Philly fan, you want to see your 2 stars and be rewarded for.
Well, let's be honest. How many points was Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid gonna get? Even combined, they was gonna get what?
Not
25, 30.
last year though,
I
Jerome.
wouldn't even give them that much. I was gonna give them
Right.
12, 6 apiece.
Because this is the All-Star game isn't Joel Embiid type of game. You know what I'm saying?
Last year he was killing.
I can see Ben Simmons having like 15 assists because it's a up and down type of thing. But
And even if don't they kind of shorten the time you on the court during the All-Star game?
Oh yeah.
So like he might not get his normal playing time just because he is other stars.
right,
So they kind of like play like half the quarter, then they sub them out and they bring on the other second wave.
Yeah, they
Like if Doc Rivers
Right, some
coach, they would have played that as long as they wanted to play. Like,
facts.
when Joel Embiid said he wanted to play the whole game, Doc Rivers is gonna make sure that he'll make sure that shit happen.
I don't know. I mean, if I'm the coach, I'm not about to tire you out on a game that don't even count.
Right.
So now the bigger question is, if it's not the All-Star game, how does that affect Philly moving forward?
Oh, yeah, they're gonna have to sit out even after this shit. They're gonna have to sit out a little bit. Shit, those are the 2 best players. That shit gonna affect them bad. And I think they're only 2 games ahead of the Nets. Like they can't really afford to take off, like have them 2 take off 2 weeks because in 2 weeks the Nets gonna catch that first seed.
Yep.
Well, I know they definitely 1 week because they got to sit down this week and then next week. That next week, yeah, they basically going to give the Nets time to take that number 1 seed.
So they're a game and a half, or not even a full game. They're a half a game, ahead of Brooklyn to come to start right now to go into the next season. And I'm trying to pull up their schedule right now to see who they have coming out of the break to see what difference is that really gonna make. Like it made like they got the Bulls, the Wizards, and the Spurs, and the Knicks and the Bucks. So if they're not back by the time they get to the Spurs, then it could really be a problem, for 76ers and going against San Antonio, New York, and Milwaukee without Joel and Ben. You're not winning all 3 of those games, or if 2.
I was just about to say they might win 1 out of the 3.
Right. So I think that's where it could affect them. And I think those guys should be held accountable. I think, that's irresponsible. However, they both contracted COVID. That's just irresponsible. The NBA, I feel, I seen Steph Curry talking about the itinerary that they had, and he said it was a really good itinerary as far as making sure the players don't come in contact with anyone else. So those guys are just being irresponsible. And that's on them. You know what I'm saying? And I think they should be held accountable for doing that.
I agree.
All right.
I definitely agree with that too.
So on to another topic, boys. There's been a lot of talk about the Warriors and how they're performing this season. But one person stands above the team. One person stands above that team right now. And it's not Steph Curry, but it's Draymond Green and his personality this season. So my question to you guys is it time for Golden State to trade Draymond?
Draymond need to sit the fuck down, man. He's tripping. Tripping.
I guess I'll start being a Warrior fan. I'm not going to say it's time to trade him just yet. If he continues with this attitude, maybe this season, because we got to give the rest of this season. So let this trade deadline pass. If he continues this throughout the rest of the season and maybe, lose another game solely on his attitude, or then yeah, maybe it's time to see what the market is on him. According to Chris Haynes, there is a market on him, and there's multiple teams salivating, was actually his words, at the chance of getting Draymond. I find that hard to believe. I do think it's some teams that can use him to go from good to great. Phoenix being one, Portland being another one. But I don't think the Warriors should give up on him yet, because if he can reel it in per se, and we drop Clay into this lineup, I do think we're right, where we need to be as far as getting back to title contending. But he definitely got to cool it. He definitely got to cool it. And like I can't even say you on thin ice no more. You've broke through the ice already.
Yeah, this nigga is fucking.
Like you got to cool it.
In my opinion, you definitely got to get him the fuck out of here. Like he overstayed his welcome, and now you being what you would call a distraction to the team. You making the team unconducive.
He a detriment right now. He kind of a detriment right now.
Yeah.
After he touched that shot, half court. After he touched that shot, half court with 7 seconds left on the clock, man, I would put that nigga right on the block as soon as that game was over.
Well, DJ, you have brought up a key, what I would call like event that happened, which was him speaking out against Steve Curry. You know what I'm saying? To me, that lets me know where you stand with the team.
Right. He mentioned about how the offense is, and if you watch the interview, it wasn't like a positive thing. Like when he said it, it wasn't like, oh yeah, we, our offense runs through Steph Curry, and it's just, he didn't say it in a good way. The way he said it was like, our offenses ran around Steph Curry, and you get what you get from that. That's actually what he said, and the way he said it was just like he's not happy with the offense, and the reason we're not as good as we are is because the organization runs around Steph Curry. That's how I took it, is because the organization, goes as Steph Curry goes, and we kind of do whatever Steph Curry do. And it's just like, I don't think he's the player that should say that, because he can't change that. Like, you can't change that offensively. If we run more plays for you, we're not going to win more games. So I just think the type of person he is, that he's shown to be over the last 5 to 6 years, he should get on board to whatever we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you don't agree with it, you should come out publicly and agree with it. You know what I'm saying? You should spin that to words of like, hey, this offense is ran through Steph Curry, and we believe in it. And, we may be struggling right now, but we're going to get it together. I feel he could have put it that way, but I think a lot of his actions is showing that he wants to get traded. Not want to get traded, but he wants to prove something to the Warriors, that he has a trade value, which I don't think he does. But I think right now his actions are showing that. We'll see. He's come out and said some other things
to separate himself from the identity of the Warriors. So,
right, no, you're absolutely correct. I think he's trying to show that he's more than just a playmaker and Steph Curry's playmaker. I think he's trying to show to other teams that, hey, I can do this for Trae Young, I can do this for Devin Booker, or I can do this for Dame Lillard, or more or less other teams. But I don't think other teams see him as that valuable. I think other teams look at it like, man, the Warriors sure have put up with a lot. I think he overvalues himself, which the type of person he is, I can see that happening. He definitely believes in himself. But, time will show. Time will show.
Right.
I think with Draymond, though, he got to realize that the more he acts out and he shows out, it's hurting his trade value as well. And I mean, like they're saying, like with James Harden show up fat. He show up out of shape. He's talking out and shit like that. The more he does that, is the less, like, the less more you're going to get. And I feel like with Draymond, like, you got to kind of try to reel it in a little bit. I know you're the passionate dude, you're fiery, and that's what make you great. But at the same time, this is a time and place for everything. And with Draymond, he always kind of going rogue. Like, when it's authority, he kind of clashes and shit like that. Like, sometimes I feel like he even says shit about Steve Kerr sometimes. I'm like, bro, like, that's the coach. You got to kind of chill with that. I think when he got ejected and he lost that game against Charlotte Hornets, and Steve Kerr was like, yo, Draymond, like, crossed the line. And that's when it kind of showed me. I was like, all right, maybe Draymond is kind of overstaying his welcome, and they're kind of getting to that point where, like, all right, this act is getting old. Like, come on, Draymond. Like, what the fuck? We've been dealing with this 5+ years and shit now. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when is it going to be time to just kind of chill? Like, we don't always want to be – like, you don't always have to be in the headlines for all this crazy shit.
Right.
You're a great player. Like, just get your fucking head right.
Right. Nah, yeah, I definitely think with the Charlotte thing, it was like if they weren't thinking about trading him, that definitely was like, you know what? All right,
Yeah.
we'll see what y'all want for him.
I think the Charlotte thing was like, all right, Draymond. That's probably when the suits are like, yo, Draymond might be out of fucking control. Like, we got to do something about this.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go ahead and switch over to a different team, you guys. Let's talk about the Pelicans real quick. I want to just bring this up. Lately, Brandon Ingram has been playing good, real good. And then we have Zion, of course. But with those two, you don't really see a common – you don't see chemistry there. So I want to ask you guys, who do you build the Pelicans around?
I'm gonna have to go.
Go ahead. Well, I'm building it around Zion.
Yeah, this is easy. Yeah, I'm building around Zion too.
Like I would, if it was me, I would take the Shaq approach. How they did Shaq, they gave Shaq a strong guard.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Zion needs.
Yeah, I'm right there. I think they should look at packaging maybe the Ball and Ingram and getting a top tier point guard. I don't know who's out there, but I definitely think they should look into that. All Zion need is a point guard, and if you do keep Lonzo, maybe you package Brandon Ingram in a pick to get a Bradley Beal. You know, all he need is like a wing scorer or some type of guard.
That's a good one.
You definitely pick Zion in that situation just based off his efficiency. They both averaging basically 23, 24 points a game. But Zion is shooting 61% right now, which like only 3 players in history has done so. Will Chamberlain,
crazy.
Right? It's crazy. Will Chamberlain, Shaq, and now Zion. And I think right now he's on pace to even do it better than those guys. So you definitely got to choose Zion in that situation. But the thing about it, and this is no knock to Brandon Ingram, he's actually a really good player, and I think he can go take a team right now. Like if he was to go help a Trae Young, you know, if they can somehow do something like Brandon Ingram with Trae, that can work. You know, you got two scorers who can get you 23, 24 points a game. But I just think Ingram and Zion both need the ball. And that's never going to work. They both need the ball in order to get their points. You know what I'm saying? And even though Zion is a good playmaker, Brandon Ingram is the prototypical, poor man's Kevin Durant. So that's not going to work with them both needing the ball.
Yeah, I agree with that because I don't think they're a good basketball fit because, like you said, they both really need the ball. And I still also another thing I wanted to bring up. I still don't think the Pelicans found the right coach for them. I don't think is it Stan or is it Steve? Which one is it?
Stan.
He's not using players in the right capacity that they need to be used, and they're not reaching their full potential either. Because why are they right now? What they're like the 10th seed or something?
No, they like 11.
Yeah, they play no defense, and they only run the offense through Brandon Ingram, and only the offense is just pretty much ISO Brandon Ingram, and then Zion is getting all his points off of cleanups. And all right, I'm just taking the ball and I'm going. I want to see the offense run through Zion a little bit more, or even with Lonzo. I want to see Lonzo be actual more of a prototypical point guard than just kind of be a spot up shooter. Lonzo's kind of like a shooting guard now, and he's not even, you know what I mean? And that's kind of regressing him, and I don't think he's being utilized properly also. So they're going to have to figure that out as well. Like, I don't want to see Zion's youth go to waste. And then it's another Anthony Davis situation. All right, I'm putting up all these amazing numbers. I'm fucking doing this and that, but we fucking suck.
We're not
getting what we're going to do. We're going to get out of here.
Good point.
That's where they headed right now. If they don't do something about that, that's definitely where they headed. I think you made a good point about them, not having the right coach. I don't think Stan Van Gundy is the coach they need. I don't know,
man.
Right. Mark Jackson, he's old school, but he's also a good coach for a young team. You know what I'm saying? Mark Jackson.
He's always been a bad coach, though.
Right. I don't understand how he got that opportunity so quick. David Griffin is a good GM. I don't see how he sought out Stan Van Gundy that quick.
His brother, Jeff Van Gundy.
Could be why.
Yeah. But I think Mark Jackson, man, we've been saying for years, Mark Jackson not getting a job, bro.
He's a good.
Who knows?
He's a good coach for a young team.
He's not a good coach.
He's a good coach for a young team. He is. I'm telling you, he's a good motivator. He can get those guys to believe, hey, we're not the greatest, but if we give the maximum effort, our talent and plus that effort can get us more wins than what we should have. Now, when they get in the playoffs and when it's time to, you know what I'm saying, all that good motivation, us against the world, go out the window. You just need your ballers and you need coaching. That's when Mark Jackson gonna lose you the game.
Mark Jackson's forced people to go to church, dog. I don't know.
Right.
That's it. I don't know if y'all want to touch on this for a little bit, but Blake Griffin, they announced Blake Griffin's time with the Nets.
Oh wow! Right now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's good breaking news. I think that's gonna help. Like, to be honest, like okay, I thought you were saying. I think that's gonna help because now what you have, to be honest, you have your second unit solidified. So their starters is already set. You know what I'm saying? Their starters is gonna give you what they're gonna give you.
You think
you have your
coming off the bench?
Absolutely.
I think they're going small. I think they go small. They made Blake play center or something.
The reason Blake Griffin is not productive anymore is because they're still running him as starter minutes. The only way you're going to maximize what he can give you still is if you limit what you're doing on his knees. He has bad knees. You know what I'm saying? So if you take that 30 or 32 minutes per game and you condense that into 18 to 20 minutes on a team that can actually use that production when KD's trying to rest, when Kyrie's trying to rest, James Harden can play all day. We all see that. You know what I'm saying?
That nigga's a hoop.
He's just a hooper. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So you really gonna have James Harden and Blake Griffin running your second unit, pick and roll. That's gonna work. And
nasty, bro.
You know what I'm saying? That's gonna work. James Harden is gonna make sure that works. And then I think they still gonna have Landry Shamet as a shooter in that second unit, and Jeff, along with Jeff Green as well in there. That's gonna work, man. I'm telling you. Unless the Lakers do make any type of move, that DeMar DeRozan move we was talking about, the Nets are like, who's gonna beat the Nets? Let's just be real. To
me, like the Lakers have to. They would have to. If not the Lakers, the Warriors. Somebody got to make a big move in order to combat what the Nets is trying to do right now.
Right.
The Nets over there building the empire.
Facts.
Slowly.
The Nets are building the 2016-17 Warriors all over again. And unless the Lakers, and I'm gonna be honest, you mentioned the Warriors. I'm diehard Warrior fan. There's nothing we can do this year that's getting us to that level. I don't care if we trade Wiseman for Bradley Beal, which I pray to God we don't even think about doing. But I don't care if we even do that. This year, we're not taking a step over the Lakers. Maybe now you add Clay with a big move, we're talking. But there's nothing we can do this year. So the only team that has a chance at, to me, stopping what the Nets are doing this year is the Lakers. And now that the Nets are making all these moves, only way the Lakers have a chance is if they go make a big move, get a Bradley Beal somehow, get a DeMar DeRozan somehow.
Nah, you don't understand.
And
we'll shake some shit up.
Yeah, and it has to be one of those names. Other than that, I mean, we can go ahead and give the Nets the ring right now, in my opinion.
And I mean, even with the big moves being made, who's to sit there and say that the chemistry would be right, that it will work?
Doesn't matter. And the reason I'm gonna bring up a good example. The Warriors' first game with the KD era, the first game was against San Antonio Spurs, opening night. We lost by 30. We lost by 30 points. And what everybody was saying was, oh, the chemistry, it might not work.
That's one game, though.
And that's what
never judge anything off of one game.
But my point in saying that is regular season doesn't matter with that type of talent. When you get to the playoffs, you need ballers. You need dudes who can go get you a bucket. And unless the other team that they're going against has 3 guys that can stop a guy from getting a bucket, it's not going to matter what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have 3 guys. Yeah, every team got 1 or 2 good defenders, but you always, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's only one Ben Simmons. There's only one Giannis you're going to be able to put on KD. There's only one Drew Holiday you're going to be able to put on. So, the Milwaukee, they got Drew Holiday and Giannis. That leaves Chris Middleton's going to be guarding James Harden. That's not going to be good for the basketball game.
So let me throw this idea at you, DJ. Let's think playoffs, strictly playoffs. What's more valuable, Ballers, as you said, all-stars, or chemistry?
I mean, in any other year, I would say chemistry, or in any regular year, I would say chemistry. But like when you speak into these super teams and when you got this much talent on one team, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like talent is gonna trump all. It's just not gonna matter. You're gonna have your years where you're Dirk Nowitzki years where he beat the Heatles, where he beat Miami. I would say chemistry won that year. You know what I'm saying? The Spurs, or even when they beat the Heat, that wasn't more so. That was chemistry, but also that was still Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and Manu plus Pop.
What about when the Raptors won? That wasn't chemistry.
Come on, nigga.
No.
Come on, nigga. Stop.
If we being real, no.
That wasn't chemistry.
They got lucky. Injuries are the reason why.
I'm not even gonna say.
If Clay don't go down, the Warriors
Go ahead. Khalil, talk your ish. Explain to me how that shit wasn't chemistry.
No, I don't think chemistry. The Raptors lucked up. I think chemistry was what made them great, but I won't say chemistry won the Raptors.
Chemistry is what got them there. It was that chemistry of that team that got them. They were so intricate together. Once they bust up the team, you seen the results. That's what to let you know was the chemistry.
But
y'all mess with the formula, and then y'all got different results.
I'll say this, and I'm gonna sound biased because obviously I'm a Warrior fan. Chemistry is what got them there. Chemistry is definitely what won them the ring.
Yeah.
But I'll say this, even with that, see, that's why that's and this. I'm glad you said that. Actually, I'm actually glad you said that because this proves my point. Chemistry can only take you so far. Chemistry got him there, and chemistry won him the ring. But if not for injuries, talent would have trumped that chemistry, is what I'm saying. So when you have that type of talent, it's gonna trump that chemistry regardless of anything. If KD doesn't get hurt, if Clay doesn't get hurt, you can have as much chemistry as you want to. We would have beat them 4-1. But being to the fact they did have that chemistry in place, you see that the Warriors, as good as they were, you miss one piece, two pieces, Clay, KD, that chemistry can win you a ring. Because the Warriors, without both of those guys, was still a good team and probably would have still beat a lot of teams in the series. But you take that out, that chemistry is good enough to win you that ring. So, like I said, it works in both ways.
Well, I think you're giving KD too much credit.
Yeah, I am. I'm doing it for the people. I'm doing it for the people.
If you're a Warriors fan, you supposed it's about Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and old boy that's about to hit the exit.
With just Clay, I don't want to run back down memory lane. We can keep it on topic, but with just Clay and without Clay, I mean with just KD going out, we still win.
What I'm saying is, what you're stating is that KD was a pivotal part to that team.
He
was in a sense of it making it easy, but even without him, we still win.
That nigga was the ultimate bailout.
Right. That's all it is.
But
that's what I'm saying. But see, Brooklyn had that though. Brooklyn had that this year. You know what I'm saying? And you're not beating those three that much talent together. Unless they have an injury, one guy go down or something. Then you have a team that has chemistry.
Again.
Right. Then you have a team that has chemistry like Milwaukee that can possibly beat them.
I think Kyrie's gonna take another vacation. Like, nah, man, fuck this. Basketball's too much.
Yeah, I don't feel like playing basketball. I don't want to play no ball.
That's crazy.
That's the big thing right now. Like, yo, but that's why you go get James Harden just in case this nigga fall off his rocker. And James Harden and KD and them two together is enough.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Harden and KD, that's overkill in my opinion.
I was gonna say that's enough. They didn't need that third piece to me.
They didn't.
My opinion.
They didn't, and they got it. So yeah, but yeah, no, that them getting Blake Griffin, I definitely think it's even more over than what it already was, man.
Right, like you said, they just solidified that second wave that's gonna come out after the starting five.
Exactly, and not only when the starting five come out, injuries. Based on the regular season right now, they're just solidifying. KD might miss a lot of more games than what they expected. That's all they're doing.
I want to see who get brought out because this is around the time that players start getting brought out of their contracts and You know what I mean? A lot of people are going to be on the waivers. So I want to see what's going to go on. What's going to go on with that?
You think any crazy trades going to happen in the next week?
I don't really know who
Crazy
like that. I don't want to say crazy, like
or sign like free agent signings.
I don't think crazy. I think we could see Andre Drummond going to the Knicks soon.
But the Knicks don't need that nigga, but all right.
But you know the Knicks, they want to have a big name.
I seen they're saying that the Lakers are Hassan Whiteside is supposed to get brought out, and the Lakers are trying to pick him up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And also Victor Oladipo, look for him to be moved. They also was talking about him in New York.
Yeah, Victor Oladipo.
I can see Oladipo in New York. I can take that.
Yeah, and also we was talking yesterday off air, but San Antonio, three veterans with Rudy Gay, LaMarcus Aldridge, and DeMar DeRozan. I think it's pivotal. I don't want him to because I don't want LeBron to ever win a ring again, and the audience, the fans are gonna learn that about me as we go. But I definitely think if the Lakers are looking to win a ring this year, they have to go get DeMar DeRozan. Like it's either that or you're gonna lose, and you're wasting a year of LeBron. So
I'm looking. They're saying PJ Tucker on the market. George Hill. Shit. Lakers need another guard. I would like to get George Hill. That nigga, George Hill, bucket. JJ.
I think the Warriors should go after George Hill. We need a backup point guard like yesterday. I think they have assets to give up to go get a George Hill as well.
Yeah,
Brad Wanamaker.
PG back.
But would he want to play backup to Steph Curry?
He's a backup where he is now.
Guard, though. That's what
I'm saying that he's a backup now, but he's not a backup to Steph Curry.
That's that.
You understand what I'm saying? Like that whole idea of knowing that you like you're a backup now, but you get a considerable amount of time. Being a backup to Steph, you most likely will like you are the backup for life until you're not.
If he's smart though, but see that's the thing. And that's the thing that's where he plays a perfect role for us right now if we were to look for him because he's the type of guard that can actually play alongside Steph Curry, and that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Brad Wanamaker is not cutting the job right now. We're looking for a veteran guard that could play with Steph Curry, get other guys, get Curry going when he off the ball, and also spot up and hit the three, which George Hill can do. You know what I'm saying?
I know.
Right.
You got to want to accept that role knowing that
he's a veteran.
You playing back up to one of the greatest point guards in the game right now.
Right. I think he's a veteran and could understand it. If he was a little younger and maybe still looking to prove that he's a starter in this league, then maybe you could have that conversation. But I think him playing with LeBron in the finals, losing 4-0, and he's just been around. He's been traded hella times at this point. I think he's at the point where it's like, I could play that role. But we'll see. I mean, even for the Lakers, I think the Clippers could use a George Hill. To be honest, the Clippers still need a point guard.
Oh, the Clippers.
They
need that shit bad.
They could look for a George Hill.
I think they need something better than George Hill.
Right, they do. Kyle Lowry.
Nah, fuck that.
If they can make it happen.
Nah, fuck that. They good. Get George Hill.
Hey,
deal with Patrick Beverly. Patrick Beverly, another fucking Draymond, in my opinion.
Said they need to be the San Diego Clippers.
Fuck out of Staples Center.
Talk your ish.
Yo, I got that question too. Why they be doing that to cities? They be stripping cities of their team. Like, literally gave LA the Rams. Gave LA the Chargers. And said San Diego, nah.
I'm in the Bay Area. They took the Raiders from. I'm not a Raider fan, but they took the Raiders from out here and shipped them right on to Vegas.
Yeah, but y'all actually fought. They took y'all because they was been trying to do that, but Oakland fought.
They did. Libby Shaq fought.
Yeah, but I don't really understand that. Like how one city have like 3 different teams, and it's a big ass state. All these other cities could have had their own, sports team.
Market.
Or they had their sports team and they just took it.
It's just
market.
LA is where the money is. But Steve Ballmer is moving. They already building their own stadium. They're like getting out of the Staples Center. But he got that kind of money where he can do that. So
right. Not everybody got Steve Ballmer.
He's the richest owner, right? By far.
I I don't know. It got to be between him. It's between a lot of people because I know the Warriors owners is up there.
Cause this nigga was part time, like,
because I don't be too familiar on the actual owners of certain sports teams.
I don't know if he still is, but he was before he like brought the team because he was the CEO of Microsoft for a minute. Like he was the heir to.
Sometimes they just be the face because it be multiple people that own the team, and they just have one person represent them.
Right, that's usually what it is a lot of times. But yeah. Mm-hmm.